talk about alignment. Fancy trainer word for how your body moves, basically, and making sure that all of the parts that are supposed to be lined up and working together are working together, and that no one thing is carrying extra burden or getting potential for injury. So, generally, there are certain spots we look at, and it starts either you can go from foot to toe, from foot to toe. You can go either from foot to head or head to foot, whatever, but you're looking for a straight line. So ear is over shoulder, shoulder's over hip, hip is over knee, knee is over ankle. So if this is happening, if the knee's too far forward, that's not in alignment because the knee's not over the ankle and the hip's not over the knee. So you want to keep everything lined up. Same thing if this happens, your ears are not over your shoulder. You got to pull your head back. Or if this happens, your shoulders are not over your hips. Or if this, there's a lot of different ways that we look for things, but that's generally what we're looking for, a straight line. Even if, you're bent, so now your hips are not over your knees, but your knees are still over your ankles. And there's a straight line. It can be a diagonal line. My ear, shoulder, hips are still lined up, right? So that's what we're looking for. Same thing front to back. So let's do a squat, for example. I want to make sure my knees are still over my ankle, over my feet, and not in here on their own or out there on their own, right? You always want to you remember that song from elementary school, right? The hip bone's connected to the thigh bone. That's really all it is. We're looking to make sure everything's connected the way it should be so that when you move, no one joint or muscle group is doing more work, carrying the burden, shall we say, doing more work than it needs to. Make sure everything is lined up. This is going to help you prevent injury, specifically joint injury like knee and back and shoulder, because when things go wrong, that's where it tends to go wrong. So don't be discouraged if your trainer or instructor is always bugging you to pull your shoulders back or is always bugging you to pull your belly in or whatever it might be, or check your knees. That's a big one. Check your knees. You're like, what am I checking for? It's to check to make sure that they are supported by your foot. This happens a lot. Knees go forward or heels come up, and then whoa, you want your foot firmly planted, heels down, usually, unless you're doing a calf raise or something. But in general, for solid stance posture, heels down. I always use a squat as an example because it's the one exercise that goes wrong a lot. Booty back, knees stay here. They don't go forward, right? Same thing, chest stays up, head stays up, shoulders stay down. This happens a lot, this happens a lot, this happens a lot. There's a lot of things to think about, but generally, just think support. Think keep yourself tall, stand up tall, right? Good posture. And think about those 5 spots on your body. Oh, also, from the front view, we're looking for a straight line from right to left to right. So you're not cocked like this. This happens a lot. One shoulder's higher than the other, one hip's higher than the other. We're looking for straight lines, top to bottom and left to right. That is what alignment is all about.